What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Wabi. So shout out to Cole Wheeler for commenting his top altcoin for review. You are the lucky guys, so you get shouted out. Otherwise, let's jump right into the video. Checking out the cryptocurrency market cap, when I refresh the page, we'll get a better look at what it is that has changed in a full day of crypto. So basically the market cap is still 265 billion. I believe that's how much it was yesterday. Bitcoin dominance still at 44.9%, so not much has changed. And we'll get into that because I'll show you that we haven't seen much movement that much in the crypto right now, which is an indication of just a consolidation period after such a great free fall that crypto has had. But it's pretty wild to see a market cap at 265 billion when I was first getting into it, it was at 265, and I've seen it go up to all the way to $750 billion. So it's pretty freaking wild. Bitcoin being $7,000, that's still a crazy number, guys. A $7,000 Bitcoin. When I first got into Bitcoin, it was only around $1,000. That's awesome. Like, that's 700% on a Bitcoin. That's wild. Ethereum $400, which is also crazy because this was like $50. And then Litecoin 117, and I believe that was like $4 or $5 when I got into it. But still freaking crazy. We're still looking for a bigger run though. Litecoin is down 2.3%. Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty much consolidating and haven't really moved much. Stellar up 10. Now, let's just look at Litecoin and get into this. Actually, before that, I want to just thank you guys for the 1,260 subs. I think that is freaking awesome. And the fact that we're hitting over 1,000 views each video that I post is absolutely wild. I never thought that was possible, so shout out to you guys. I appreciate that greatly. I want to let you guys know today is the last possible day to enter the raffle. I'll be doing the drawing tomorrow, Sunday, for the Bitcoin shirt, so tank top. So if you'd like to enter that, today is your last chance before I do the giveaway. So make sure you check that out. It's in the description, the rules. Just like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and then leave a comment saying raffle, so that I know you want to be in it. Looking at Litecoin, you'll notice that we did have a pop right off this D point that I created. When I zoom out right now, you'll notice on the Elliott wave, we are now in the 5th stage based on this chart, and just constantly correcting where the points contact. You'll notice that we started here, we draw A, B, C, go down to D, and now we're looking for an E point, which is pretty much where the middle moving average is and probably will be by the time this moves up. So we will be facing quite a lot of resistance there, but any nice pop will get us right through, as you can see here. But we're really just waiting for a breakout right now. That's pretty much what we're having to do. We are still oversold on the RSI, so that is a good indicator that we need to move in the upwards direction. But like, just check out the way this looks. This is such a perfect, beautiful pennant flag that if there was to be a breakout in Litecoin right now, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, because this is so perfect to draw and map out that if I showed this to any like person in the stock market and this was a stock, they'd be like, holy shit, and they throw all their money into this because they see how beautiful this looks. Yes, it is possible that we can break down from here, but statistically, most pennant flags, symmetrical triangles like this, break to the upside. And a run like this, as you saw in yesterday's video, you can click, you can watch to the end, and there's a link to the last video that I made. You'll be able to see the potential Litecoin has to easily be a $500 Litecoin in the next month or two. So it's pretty wild. Just going to zoom in quickly to view this. And what we're looking for now, as you'll notice, we are hitting some resistance at around the 124. You'll see twice that we've tried to break past it, and when I zoom back out or move farther into the past, you'll notice that right here we've had numerous touches and tries to break above here. I mean, to break below or above. So this is also acting as key support for Litecoin as well. So that's pretty much going to be our next attempt. The next big move for Litecoin is to break above the 125 area, because once we see a movement above that, we'll be pretty set to hit point E, and I'll have a lot more confidence that we'll be heading to E. Looking at Bitcoin now, you can see how I drew this out before, mapping the percentage based on this percentage. I'm just going to delete this so we can get a better look-see at what is expected. You'll notice we weren't and aren't oversold in Bitcoin, not nearly as much as Litecoin was. It's surprising that Litecoin took a farther drop than Bitcoin, but most altcoins did plummet farther yesterday and the previous day than Bitcoin did. We are popping off D again, similar to Litecoin. As you'll know, if you haven't watched or you're new to the channel, Litecoin and Bitcoin are piggybacked. They're pretty much like brother and sister. They like to do everything together. It wasn't always that way, but now it is becoming that. So you'll notice we did pop off of D right here, and we are now looking for an E point right now, and that's most likely what's going to happen based on Elliott wave and the symmetrical triangle we're creating. We're looking for an E, and we most likely will get E very soon with Litecoin and Bitcoin. Whether we break out from E or whether we break down from E is up for debate, but as with Litecoin and Bitcoin, there are key things here that would help us determine the probability of whether we're definitely going to go up or break down. And one of them is the RSI right here. So basically, if we were at point E right now, and this RSI was all the way up here, there's a very, very, very good chance that we would be coming down to get back to, like, equilibrium. We would be too high up, and that means we need to go down. So if we're at point E and we were over bought right now, we'd have to come back down, and we would, most likely. Because that's not the case, and we're oversold, which means we're below the purple in the 20, that means that there's too much being sold, and that it's an indicator that we need to go back up. That's one thing, or two things, I guess. The next thing you want to look for is, of course, where we are on the triangle. You'll notice we're at the end, so we're kind of due for either a break up or a breakdown. And then lastly, you'll look at the, and there are other ways to tell too, but lastly, what I look at is the middle moving average, the high-low middle moving average. If we're above the moving average, there's a greater chance for us to come back down to retest it. If we're below it, there's a greater chance for us to go back up to retest it. So because we are oversold and below the middle moving average, and we're going to point E, there's a lot of indication that we need to go up. So that is why I'm probably around 70-30% that we will break up. 70% that we should go up. Now, I could be wrong, and don't hate me, because I know a lot of you guys love to comment stupid stuff in the comments below, and I find it hysterical, so keep on commenting that, as if you guys know someone who can tell the future and knows exactly for sure. You're like, you're not a good TA, so follow someone who knows actual TA. If they knew TA and you are so confident that they know exactly what's going to happen, please comment their name below, because I'd love to know next week's lotto tickets, and I'd love to be the next millionaire. So if you know them, leave a comment below, because I'd love to get the lotto tickets, but I find it hysterical. It's all just probability and guessing and reading charts. There's no for sure 100% certainty that some of you guys seem to think that we have. So I find that hysterical. But moving on, Ethereum now. Again, I drew the percent from yesterday, so ignore that. But we are looking pretty nice right now, I'd say. I'm just going to zoom in on the daily so we can get a better, clearer view of what is happening right now. Kind of the same thing, I want to say, for Ethereum. If you'll notice, the RSI is extremely bottomed out, like extremely bottomed out. We are very low. We retested this black point, right, fell below it, and then we came back down to right around here where we saw support, and we bounced up off that. We're now looking to come back down and retest the line of resistance. So basically, the same things I said about Bitcoin and Litecoin also are going to apply to Ethereum right now. Yes, it is a different chart. It is a lot. It is a a declining triangle. We're just heading down. A descending triangle. That's it. So on this descending triangle, we have this line of support here. These few. The reason I have more than one is because I'm not 100% sure which it's going to use. You'll notice that obviously this black line is where we had the most support and we broke through. So I could honestly make that here and change this one, you know, and make this the darker line because we seem to be bouncing off that. But what the next step is that Ethereum needs to go and try and do before it can move up is retest this line of resistance here and pop through that. As you see, it's had such a hard time maintaining being over it. So we do need to see it go up and pop through that. Very likely and possible for Ethereum to do more than it is to break down. We are extremely, extremely, extremely oversold on the RSI. So literally expect some upwards movement soon. We are going to look for a pull upwards to retest that middle moving average. As you can see, we are very, very, very low from it, and we got a ways to go before we can catch up and retest that. And I do think we will. We do need to probably see a few more days of consolidation, which we might see all on the board for Litecoin and Bitcoin. Just a few more days of consolidation, very possible, and then we will expect to see a movement upwards and maybe a pop in Ethereum to retest that middle moving average. And when we do see that pop in Ethereum, we should also see it in Bitcoin and Litecoin because they do all seem to be following each other right now. Moving on to Wabi, not exactly sure what this currency is, but I'm not here to review the news. I'm here to give you the TA about what exactly is going on in this currency. So the first thing I'm noticing is a huge downtrend right here. Huge, huge, huge. Just as clear as can be. It doesn't get any clearer than that, guys. Now we're going to just draw in some lines of support that we seem to have faced. Obviously, the first one being, we can draw, so yeah, there is one down here, but we can draw this one right here. Whoa, we can draw that a little bit lighter. Obviously, this one being the first one and the most strongest that we're actually retesting right now on Wabi. We did just get a breakout. I'm not sure if I'd consider it a huge breakout. Obviously, if I zoomed it up like this and I showed you, it would look pretty nice, more or less like a breakout. And that's on the daily. If I went to like the 4-hour, it would most likely look even bigger, like that. So in that case, it probably does look like a breakout. Just going to go back to the daily, though, because that looks a little bit cleaner to me, less lines, and more accurate. Zoom out. Okay, so basically, this does seem to be a newer currency, or at least it is for TradingView.com, because it does seem to start right over here, 12/12, December 12th. But you notice it did pop right up, fell right off the drop. So I guess it was an ICO, what I can infer, and when the crypto was released to the public, it just plummeted to kind of balance out with what the price should be and not from what its pre-sales were. Did catch up though, which is pretty interesting. Actually, I lied. That's got a way, holy cow. I'm going to zoom out here so we can get a better look. Holy cow. That is, okay. Yeah, much, much, much different. It did not catch up at all. It pretty much just plummeted in, I've never even seen that before. It just plummeted and then, I guess, tried to catch up, but not even anywhere near it. I guess people, it started to find what it's actually worth, and that's what people are trading with right now. But it's still a coin you can make money off of. Can't hold that. Very possible to still make money off this crypto. So from what we're looking at right now is we saw this decline right here and a pop right out of it. As you can see, that is obvious. We can also draw that uptrend if you wanted to, just in the previous, so you'll know how to draw these. You'll notice right here that that is a clear, we could draw like that, or I'd probably just draw something like this for now. An uptrend like that, you can see, and then we did break. We went up higher. This downtrend right here, this descending triangle, as you can see, boom and boom. from a point, popped out of there, and now it's coming back down to retest, probably due to the rest of the market also coming down. But from the looks of it, it probably will continue to go up. This does seem to be a nice area of support for Wabi coin, so I can, correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong in the comments, but I can see this going up higher. Maybe not crazy high as where it started, but definitely a movement in the upwards direction. Would I recommend you guys to invest in this currency? Probably not. I'd say invest in a coin that has a little more history, a little more back. Something like this is brand spanking new. Brand spanking new. So you don't know what patterns it has, what types of fractals it makes. You don't know what triangles it likes to use. This could be the first and the only one that it does a descending. All the other ones could be symmetrical triangles or uptrending triangles. You have no idea because it's so new to the trading view. So wait on this coin at least before you start putting money into this. Yes, it could blow up, but it's not really worth the risk because it also could plummet more. But definitely invest in cryptos that have been around for like a lot longer period of time, at least a few months, 6, 7, 8 months, a year tops. Those are better coins to invest in, not something brand new to the market. They're like, that's just throwing your money in and covering your eyes. It's not worth it. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to sum up the video for today, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment below as to what your top altcoin is, and maybe you'll get reviewed in the next video. But otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.